see these lips are all done talking to you. I don't mean to bruise your ego, but I've had you nailed down for so long. I don't.
Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome back to the GSL. As you noticed, we have a little bit of a setting change here. I'm here with Torch. How you doing, Torch?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here with you.
Thank you so much for commentating with me. Now, Torch has never done commentary before, but Artosis is in one of the booths back here getting ready. So I thought, why not just have Torch come sit down here and talk to me. Torch, of course, you did qualify for the round of 64. Many players did not do that. Nazgul, Jinro, Smuffed, Guillaume Patrin, also known as Gur, the original best StarCraft 1 player. So we're going to use some of your game knowledge, too. Hopefully. In this thing. Oh, don't worry about it. It'll be fun. It'll be good.
I'm here to have a good time, too. So
That's good. That's good. All right. So for our second round, we're going to have Keeping Wera versus jjonga. Jjonga being a Korean word. I think this is going to be a pretty sick match. Protoss versus Protoss.
Protoss versus Protoss. We had some great games yesterday. You think we're going to see that again?
I hope so. You know, Protoss versus Protoss is kind of weird because it's, you know, like in Zerg versus Zerg, it's like rush to Mutalisks.
Yeah.
To me, it seems like Protoss versus Protoss is like a rush to the Colossus in some ways. And then it's like, well, you know, how many Colossuses can he get, like, and stuff like that. So here, let's take a look at our players. There he is. Keeping Wera. Wera is a pretty well-known team, by the way. We really have seen a lot of these Wera guys. Now, this is a guy who does not have a ton of experience in professional gaming. And you said when I was speaking to you before that, you know, it was very different being in the booth the first time. So let's talk about your experience being in that booth, because it's probably going to be similar to what this guy had experienced.
Oh, absolutely. Like, and if you look at his age, he's 25 as well. I'm 24, so it's very similar.
Yeah.
Worldly experience, not necessarily gaming experience. So once you get in that booth, everything changes.
Yeah.
It's a completely different experience than playing at home, where you have your normal setup. Once you get in there, the cameras are on you, the lights are on you, the music's blaring. It's a little overwhelming, but exciting at the same time.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's such an exciting thing to get that far, to do that. But I can even speak from firsthand experience. I've never been in one of these soundproof booths, but even, you know, going down to a major LAN where you have lots of people behind you, people are taking pictures, and you're thinking, oh, God, you know, like this is, I guess it's the sensation of kind of watching yourself be watched. Yep. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, oh, okay, all right, like it's very different. So it's almost like there's a game within a game. You got to be good at StarCraft 2. Right, you got to know your strategies, be cool, but you also got to be comfortable in this new setting. So let's see if Keeping Wera can do that. Here's our another player, jjonga. Of course, this is a PvP. We don't see very many Zerg versus Zergs. I actually haven't casted a Zerg versus Zerg.
Well, there's not too many Zergs in this tournament, unfortunately.
Yeah. But Blizzard is coming out with a patch right now to fix that. Too late for Artosis, though. All right, jjonga. Well, this guy is a very skilled player. I believe I did encounter him actually on the Korean ladder, and he slayed me. And that was in a PvP, because that was back when I was playing random. So this guy definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. You know, a lot of this is going to depend on build orders, and our first map is the Steppes of War map. Now, in Steppes of War, you're really, really close.
Yeah, very close spawns.
So, you know, when you're very close, you end up, you know, with different build orders, you can do a lot of rush-type stuff. Actually, in general, what are your thoughts on Steppes of War? How do you feel like this compares to other
Steppes
maps
of
in your
War
experience?
It's very close, as you said, and it's pretty difficult to tech up. But if you can get a strong army early in the beginning, you can expand out to that first choke and get your expansion up. And once you get that econ lead, then maybe you can move out to the third or the gold, depending on how the game's progressing.
Yeah, absolutely. It also has a Panda Bear guy on it, so it's kind of exciting.
Yes, it does.
At least we should, you know, say hi to him. The other maps are Zelnaga Caverns and Delta Quadrant. So we have two 101 maps right away at the start. And getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Now the maps on the screen. I keep forgetting to tell them to fix the statement accept map, because that actually doesn't make sense. But the maps that they have eliminated, that's what that means, is getting rid of Blistering Sands and Scrap Station, jjonga with Desert Oasis and Kulas Ravine. And honestly, that's a pretty normal list of maps for people to eliminate.
Absolutely, especially in Protoss versus Protoss. Right?
Oh, yeah. Desert Oasis, I've actually, when the game was coming out, I was playing several games with Pillars. He's a really old school Protoss guy, but messing around with different builds. PvP on Desert Oasis. That map is weird, Protoss versus Protoss.
A lot of different like warpins and everything? Or?
Well, it's weird because you're so far apart, assuming that you don't get like proxy gated. Yep. Colossuses can go everywhere, but then there's it's so weird. The expansions are hard to defend because you expand, but then they can walk into your mana with the Colossuses, so it's a weird map, so I can totally see why you want to get rid of that into PvP. And Scrap Station, same thing. It's very hard to engage the other guy because, of course, in a matchup where you have mass Colossus, you don't want to go down that small little that bridge that connects it with the rocks.
With the rocks.
But at the same time, if you expand too far out, then it's a lot of back and forth. So these are, and that makes really exciting, cool games. It's great, but the problem is that if you have to practice for a tournament where there's more money than any other esports tournament in the world, you don't want to do it. Playing on maps like that. You want to spend all your time on maps We're going to get this going.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Why is it my computer's the one that's not loading? Oh, no. We're still loading here. And oh no. Okay. No, I think it's my computer actually.
Yes.
Uh-oh. My computer crashed.
All right, well,
I didn't do it. I didn't touch anything, but we are going to go ahead and probably have to restart. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. I'm waiting for someone to tell me what to do in my headset. Do you want me to? Are we going to restart the game?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, we're waiting. We're going to restart? Okay. Okay.
I must have torched the connection right there.
Torched it. Oh, I like that. I see what you did there. All right, I got to... Well, I'll be right back, guys. I got to log back in and stuff. 잠시만요. Okay.
Are we on the air right now?
We're on.
Players cannot continue the game right now.
Okay.
He's logging in now.
I think we lost audio for a second. Okay, I'm logging in now. I don't know what happened, but...
We'll be right back. Sorry about the inconvenience.
Okay, so I am ready. I'm waiting to be invited into the game, and we'll get this going. That's what happens in, esports is awesome, but of course it all has to be done through the vehicle of technology.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes technology could do that. So we're starting the game now. Please work, computer. Look, I'm not touching anything. If it crashes, I didn't do it.
It's my fault.
You blame Torch. Okay. We're loading. Please work. And we did it. We're on. We're live. All right. So, here is jjonga at the bottom left. Oh, they want to do that for keeping where. Here's keeping where first. So then, okay, over here, the bottom left. jjonga. All right. As you can see, current APM here pretty high for these guys. APM, of course, actions per minute. I want to give you guys a tip at home. People become way too obsessed with their APM.
Me being one of them.
Yeah, are you one of them?
Yeah.
I remember when I first, when I was in college, actually, I was teaching one of my buddies, Starcraft, and he saw, my God, Nick, your APM was 250 that game. And so he started practicing APM, not understanding that it doesn't really matter how high your APM is, because if you're not having useful actions and you're just clicking on buildings, it doesn't really mean anything.
Well, a lot of times, like when you're talking to someone that's never heard of StarCraft before, you throw out the APM thing as the wow factor.
Yeah, that's very
These
true.
players are playing at 300, 400, possibly 500 actions per minute.
Yeah.
Which most people don't realize how quick that really is. But as you said, it's thrown around a little too much. Like it's almost used as the like the speed, the 100-meter dash in like a football game or something like that.
Yeah,
Whereas it really can't compare completely.
Yeah, exactly. A lot more of this is about strategy and execution. Keeping Wera, putting the gateway here, that does make the entrance a little bit smaller. And as you can see here, so far, similar builds. No, not similar. Gas is a little bit later here.
Now, do you think with the later gas he's going to be going for more of a Zealot heavy build, or is he just maybe doing a little slip up, being nervous in the booth?
I think he wanted to get an extra probe out.
Okay.
That'd be my bet. And by the way, thank you again for coming down here, Torch. I know that this is, you never commentated before, so this might be a little bit weird.
Never commentated before, never played in a Korean tournament. I'm just getting the whole GSL sample platter going on.
That's right.
Hasn't ceased to disappoint yet, so thank you for
By the way,
me.
we hope your experience down here at the GSL has been really enjoyable.
Oh, it's been amazing. Anyone out there that's listening to this, if you ever get the opportunity to come to Korea, whether you can compete or not compete, it is absolutely worth it.
You say all the right stuff. But no, thank you so much for being part of this. Cybernetics Core on the way here for both these guys. Now, you see this little trick here? He's attacking the pylon here because he wants to force his opponent to pull a probe off and attack him. He doesn't look like he's going to fight, though. Keeping Wera, at least doing his best. Now, over here, jjonga's probe is on the run and almost took a hit over there.
jjonga's Zealot actually made it into the base of Keeping Wera.
Take a look here. Is he going to get a probe? Here we go. And
using the probe and the Zealot to do some damage. Not able to do anything quite yet.
He's still a disciple. He hasn't killed anything just yet. He's going to go around for another attack here. And it doesn't look like this is going to work. No, he's not killing anything.
9 health left on the Zealot. Is
the
he going to
probe
lose
got it? Probe got it. And he needs to get out of here.
Now, if you notice on the unit counting station, jjonga did kill a probe, but he's still down by 1. So while that harass came a little early, is that really going to be enough damage to move into the late game?
Well, you know what's funny about this is that sometimes it's not just about killing probes, it's about making your opponent like move the probes around, because it's another way to delay his income. It's not going to be huge, but it's certainly a disappointment because now the Zealot has very low HP, 9 HP, and of course he only has 50 shields, so jjonga really could have done better. It's disappointing play by him. Warp gates are on the way. We got a robo out coming out here too. And over here, we see 3 warp gates. Probe taking a peek. He notices
a robo is coming out for jjonga.
Yep, we got a robo over here. Oh, actually, Citadel here too. We're keeping Wera.
Twilight Council coming out.
I'm sorry, I called it a Citadel. I've been doing that. I've been slowly working my way up, calling a Force Field a Stasis and Artosis a Stalker, a Dragoon. But yeah, so he's going to go for a Twilight Council. And that's interesting. That means he could go for Blink. He could go for Zealot Legs. That would be interesting. Or he could go for Dark Templars.
And this is actually interesting because Keeping Wera's favorite unit is actually the Dark Templar.
Yes,
in PvP, if you can get it out before the Observer comes out, you may actually lose the game right there, which actually happened to Smuffed in his final game of the qualification tournament.
Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't know that, actually. I was unable to be there for that second day. That's too bad. Now, he does have a robo
Dark Templar is coming out. The shrine is in the back of Keeping Wera's base.
And as you can see, the Nexus over here expanding. So Dark Templars, here we go, the Dark Shrine on the way. But he has a robo already. Now, he's going right for the robotics bay. Do we have an observer? I don't.
He has not.
Unit counting station says no observer, so he actually just skipped observer. Now that's interesting because even if you have a robo, if you don't have an observer, you could still lose. The Dark Shrine actually takes forever to build. It takes so long to build a Dark Shrine.
It's only halfway done at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, do you think he didn't build the Observer because he knows that exact timing of the Dark Templar, or do you think it's maybe a little bit of an oversight?
I honestly think he just thinks that his opponent is not going to go for DTs. He probably is somewhat aware it's a 3-gate. He sees the expand. And, you know, Keeping Wera's build is kind of interesting because he's sort of going for everything. He's expanding, he's got 3-gate, and he's DT teching. And of course, he made a pylon here, perhaps to make it look like it was going to be a 4-gate warp gate rush. So if you can use the gas to get the Colossus, I mean, it's so much better. Then spinning on an observer. But the Dark Templar's out now. Uh-oh. Oh my God, you should really be sending that Dark Templar. Oh, and we got one over here.
And the Colossus is out for jjonga.
Uh-oh, how many kills is he going to get? How many kills? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. 5. There's no observer.
Good. The observer's only halfway done. It's being chrono boosted, but it's not going to be out there in time before too much damage from the Dark Templar.
Oh my God, he's going to get so many
5 kills on the one.
Okay, he needs to really focus more on microing those DTs here. He's got 7 kills right now.
Here's the observer.
Nice. Very nice. And now, the question now is, can he survive the counterattack? Keeping Wera doesn't actually have much of an army.
No, he spent a lot of money on those DTs, and he also spent the money on expanding. He's got a huge economy compared to jjonga, but as you said, his army is quite a bit smaller.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be careful because you can warp in DTs and just counterattack into your opponent's base like he just did again here.
He may be going all in. He's pulling all of his probes off the line as he's attacking.
He's going to go for it. He's just going to try to kill him off.
He's got the Colossus with those thermal lances.
He's going to try to mine some more over here. If he can get a sentry out, he can block the ramp, but of course the Colossus can just walk over that and stop that immediately. Does he have an observer with that army?
There is an observer
there is. I see it now.
Keeping Wera's army.
And yeah, there it is right there. So you can see the DTs.
The Zealots are chasing away the Stalkers into the main of Keeping Wera.
It does
Although,
oh, go ahead.
He is not doing any damage to Keeping Wera's expansion at the moment. He's choosing to only pick off the pylons to prevent the reinforcements from coming.
And as you can see here, he's got the blink ability. Keeping Wera is just trying to stay alive so he can get enough forces to hold out this attack. Meanwhile, the economy here is almost non-existent. He's got observers out. He's attacking it with DTs. I don't know if he's going to get rid of it. Meanwhile, the battle continues. He's getting closer and closer to the probe line. Probes mining over here. DT out, and the Zealot finally picks it off.
The income from jjonga is at 0 and 0.
Yes.
But obviously he's got a huge army still in the main base of Keeping Wera. So if Keeping Wera can defend this, he should be able to win the game. But it's going to be very, very close. Those Dark Templars are chasing the Stalkers away from jjonga.
Where's that observer? Here's the observer. He needs to meet up with the army. And
whoa,
jjonga taps
GGs.
out. Wow. Whoa, that was an interesting game. That was
so close.
That was so close. I actually thought that keeping Wera was actually, or jjonga was going to win with the counter.
Yeah, I did as well. I was seeing such a huge army. He had Colossus, he had Stalkers, he had Zealots, he had a full range, but just couldn't hold off the economy.
Well, you know what's funny about it is that he didn't go for the probes at the expansion.
Yes.
Like when he got in there, he just attacked the probes, at least make a move, and then get the Colossus in there and start attacking him because that way he can't keep refilling everything there. You can see the frustration actually in his face right now. He knows there's so much stuff that went wrong back there. And even though everything went wrong, I mean, he could have still came back.
That was a very close game. It's just a little bit more micro, a little bit of taking out the economy while multitasking in your own base. But as we were talking about before, this is probably a case of the nerves from being in that magic booth. You don't necessarily play 100% of your game. Well,
your chair might be at a different height. You know what I mean? You got, people are literally I think 6 feet away from you in the glass. We got people right up there. It's like the zoo down here with the monkeys in the glass or whatever. We got our audience very close. So, I mean, it's a different experience. And, of course, you got cameras on you. You got Tasteless and Torch casting you. I mean, the pressure's on. The world is watching. So maybe he'll do better in this next game. We're going to get this started pretty soon here. And we are starting it right now. The 10-second countdown has begun. Let's do this. jjonga versus Keeping Wera.